Hey guys, welcome to another vlog. This week is the first week of the new semester, so I thought it would be fun to bring you guys along, talk about my new classes, and there's also a bunch of stuff going on this week. Like, I'm gonna see the new Mean Girls movie, and I'm auditioning for the musical on Saturday. Very exciting. Guess what the musical is? Drumroll, please. It's the Addams Family, and I'm so excited because the Addams Family is actually the musical I did last year as a senior in high school, and so I might be able to have the same role again. Last year I was Alice Beinecke, who is Wednesday's mother-in-law. So she's not in like the other Addams Family universe things, like the TV show or the movies or anything, but in the musical, Wednesday is gonna marry this boy Lucas, and Alice Beinecke is Lucas's mother, and she has like she's kind of like a minor lead in the musical. So I was Alice Beinecke, so I'm really hoping to get the same role again, but we'll see, because last year I was a senior in high school, so I didn't have a lot of competition because I was the oldest one. But now we're all the same age and we all have a lot of experience and everyone's going to be really talented, so that's definitely going to be tricky, but I'm feeling pretty confident, so we'll see. So yeah, that's the upcoming week, and yeah, bye. Hi. We just had our first day of classes. Say hi, Nash.
Hi.
We just had our first day of classes. Very exciting. First we had intro to building and structural systems, and then we had our first studio with our new professors and our new sections. Nash, what do you think of your new studio professor?
He's really nice and gets to the point, so I like him.
That's so cool. My professor this semester is super chill, so I think we'll get along well. We got our first project, which is to take a precedent, which means a pre-existing building, and then we're tracing drawings.
Yeah?
Say hi to the vlog.
How do you like your professor?
What do you think of your professor?
Oh, he's great. We're besties.
He was actually complaining about his professor earlier.
It's day one, bro.
Anyway, as I was saying, our first project is to take drawings of those precedents and trace them so that we can practice extracting information from them, and then over the course of the rest of the project we'll abstract it more and more. Can you not? Anyway, right now we're chilling in the 20th floor lounge. Nash is working on her work, and I'm making cute little pixel art inspired by Nash's roommate, who just put up little pixel art on her wall, and I was like, that is so cute, I should do that.
I invite you guys all to my morning grind tomorrow at 5 a.m.
No.
I'm not waking up
I
at
will be asleep.
5 tomorrow. That's ridiculous.
Grind. No, but listen.
I'm waking up at 8 o'clock.
Wake up 5.
Or no, 10? 9? What time am I
Grind
waking
till
up?
9 a.m.
No.
and then sleep for 2 hours.
No.
That's ridiculous. That's so stupid. So,
Don't sleep.
later tonight we're gonna watch the new Percy Jackson episode and maybe a Tinkerbell movie. We'll see. Bye. pixel art things that I made, as I showed you. So here I go. I don't really have a plan. I'm just going on vibes. So yeah. I'm using this fun tack that I just got from Amazon. I'll show you guys. Good morning, Edie Empire. It is day 2 of semester 2, and I'm about to go meet my friends to get brunch before our class at 11:40. This class is architectural history, so that's exciting. I don't know. History has never been my favorite subject, but I'm sure with an architectural spin, I'll probably like it more. Because I also have always wanted to learn more about different historical styles like Victorian and Art Deco and stuff like that. So hopefully we learn about those sort of things. It is currently 15 degrees outside and there is snow on the ground. So welcome to the Syracuse experience. I am bundling up like crazy over here so that I don't freeze to death. So yeah, I guess that's all. I will update you later. Hey guys, we just finished day 2 of classes. We had representation and architectural history, and it was so crazy. We are utterly befuddled, bewildered, and discombobulated. Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, it was like, okay, so rep first.
Rep first, okay.
So first of all, rep is so far from where we live.
Oh my god, it's so far away.
And then
It takes us like 20 minutes to walk there.
right, and then
And it's so hilly.
And then rep is pretty simple. Like, we were confused on what the initial assignment was because it was like, do whatever you want, but then he didn't like tell us what to do. So everybody was confused. Everybody was like, what the fuck do we do?
But I would say this professor is a lot more entertaining than our past two ones. And I think we'll like him better.
Yeah, so basically the assignment is do whatever we want. I'm doing triangles and stuff.
The assignment is to make chaos, like a field with figures. Basically, for you non-architecture majors out there, the assignment is to like create a pattern with shapes,
but like
that's
also
chaotic.
Not a pattern, at the same time.
Yeah, it's confusing.
And then for history, it was confusing because apparently, like, Rate My Professor, I haven't seen it, but like apparently on Rate My Professor, like, he got like low ratings and stuff. But like then we get there, and like everyone's like reading the syllabus while he's talking about like some random history stuff.
We're all like scared because we've heard that it's bad.
Yeah, and they're saying like, oh, for exams, the last exam is on the last day of like exam, so like we have to be here till the very end of like school. But then he starts talking about the syllabus, and he's like, oh yeah, you could take the exams from anywhere.
He's like, you can take it from your room.
Literally, like, you don't have to be
And then someone was like, so do we have to be here for the final? And he was like, you could be in Florida for all I care. And we were like,
so like everybody
was
the
fuck?
Excited. Everyone was like excited, right? And then he was also like, you could collaborate on the exam.
Yeah,
and
we could work with other people, open notes.
So and then everyone was like, okay, wait a minute.
So we're all like, okay.
And then he was like, the average in the class is a C though.
It's like, where's the catch?
Right,
where's
like,
the catch?
And then people would be like, oh, but like they've heard like the exam questions are really hard. But then we look at like, apparently one of our friends looked at one of the sample questions and it wasn't that hard. So like,
we're so confused.
So we're like, what in the world?
I am utterly terrified. I'm like, what led all those people to get C's in the past, and will I also get a C? Because I cannot afford that, girly.
Yeah, no, I can't do that again. I
cannot do that. So we are so scared. Oh, someone wrote balls in the snow. That's lovely. With an exclamation point and everything. Yeah. So now we're heading home.
Yeah.
I'm getting an Uber to pick me up in an hour because I'm going to see the new Mean Girls musical movie with my friend Emerson. Very exciting. Nash doesn't want to see the Mean Girls movie. She's crazy.
I don't want to watch the Mean Girls movie. I believe, so like the original Mean Girls, awesome, great, iconic. The musical, I haven't listened to
the musical is also iconic.
It's iconic, right? I know that it's iconic. I haven't like listened to all the songs. I've listened to a lot of them.
My name is Karen. Haven't you heard that song? It's so good.
That song, right? But like, then them remaking it into a movie is just like, what's the point of that?
But the cast is so good.
I don't care about the cast. I'd rather they did the same thing they did with Hamilton and just did like a professional recording of the Broadway show. And I wouldn't want to watch that. I don't need a whole movie for it. And it seemed kind of, I don't know, it's weird. I don't like the way it was advertised or any of that.
We'll see after I watch it. I will let you guys know what I thought. Okay, Edie out. Hey guys, we're at the Cheesecake Factory. What did you get?
I got the chicken and the rigatoni with vodka sauce.
Delicious. I got the classic chicken romano. It's pretty great. We have the movie in like 1.5 to 2 hours.
Yeah, it's like a little bit less than 2 hours.
So exciting. We're both wearing pink.
Yes, it's Wednesday.
Of course. On Wednesdays we wear pink and we're seeing Mean Girls, so it's a must, honestly.
Definitely.
Bye. Welcome back to the vlog. We are in an empty movie theater.
There's
because
no one here.
I know. Apparently no one else wanted to see Mean Girls on a random Wednesday.
And we're also like 40 minutes early. Like,
we are.
Start another 40 minutes.
There aren't even any trailers on yet. Like, we literally got here and the guy was like, the other movie is still playing in there. Like, hold on, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But here we are.
We just sit in a random bench in the hallway before they could let us in the movie.
We did, but we got to pick any seats we wanted, so now we're propping our feet up on this nice little bar.
Yeah.
It is like 1,000 degrees in here,
Yeah.
but worth it,
I'd say, definitely.
literally.
Mean Girls.
On the way here, we stopped at Claire's. I'll do a little haul.
Yes, Claire's Hall.
Claire's haul. Guys, Claire's is so underrated. If you're watching this, go to Claire's.
Yeah, Claire's is cool.
Like, you wouldn't think to ever go to Claire's, but they have this buy 3 get free. # not sponsored. They have this buy 3 get 3 free deal. Wow, that is a tongue twister. But
It should be a vocal warm-up.
it should be. By the way, we're friends from chorus,
Yeah.
so that's how we
I'm
know
a
each
college
other.
choir kid.
Me too. We're both in this chorus called Hendrix Chapel Choir. It's pretty great. If you go to Syracuse, you should join it. So you should go to Claire's because the earrings are actually really cute. And I feel like we've come full circle because, like, as little kids, we were obsessed with Claire's. Then we were too cool for Claire's. And now Claire's is camp and, like, cute again. So here we are. Okay, this is the first one I got. They're little silver wire flowers. Super cute. Can wear them with literally anything. And I feel like could be worn with for any occasion too. Like it could be casual or it could be fancy. Next up. Oh, I can't show you some because they're gifts for people who might be watching this. Well, I'll show you this one. This is for Nash, who you guys have met. She has this pink cowboy hat. So I got her pink cowboy hat earrings because I was buying 6 things. So like I may as well get people gifts, you know, for future birthdays and stuff. Okay, and this is the last thing I'll show you. I got this set of 9 different heart studs, and they have cute gold rims, and they come in all these colors, so you can wear them with any outfit. You want to show them what you got?
Yes, I got this. It's a locket, has an E on it.
Oh my gosh,
'Cause
we're E-twins.
Yeah, we both have E's. In my opinion, I think that's a good letter. To
The
start your
best
name
letter.
with. The best letter.
Literally. So that's the wrap. Today, I checked an item off my bucket list, and I ran up a down escalator. And so did Emerson.
Yeah.
Ish.
Well, I wasn't as good at it as you. You made it up with no issues.
I did.
I fell.
I wish I
I
got it
fell
on
up the
video.
escalator.
I'm so sorry I didn't get it on video for you guys.
Yeah, it was something to see. That's for real.
We might have to repeat it. No, we won't.
I was like scared. Like Edie was talking about how she wants to do that, and I was like,
I've
you don't
always
die.
wanted to do that.
Like I've always felt like you would actually die if you attempted.
Well, here we are.
that. Yeah. I guess I just let my fear hold me back.
You were. Do you want to put that back in the
Yes,
bag?
thank you. I just don't want to lose it.
Yes.
Thank
So
you for getting
checked
it.
that off my bucket list today. It was incredible. Because we wanted to go to Cold Stone Creamery and the escalator was right there. So we were like, well, I'm not going to go all the way to the actual up escalator.
Yeah, it was like across the whole mall.
Yeah. And then it turned out Cold Stone Creamery was closed. So
The
we
lady
did
was-
all that for nothing.
The lady was like closing it as we're running up the escalator.
Yeah.
Like she's like seeing this all go down.
She was literally closing like the metal bar thing as we got up there, and it was like the biggest tragedy ever. Why isn't this going in as nicely as it was before?
I don't know.
Oh, it's caught on the gift for someone that I can't show in case they're watching. Okay. Well, any second now they'll start showing the previews.
Maybe.
So,
What time is it? Yeah, no, we're still a half an hour before the
it is
movie even
8:31 and the movie is at 9.
starts. Yeah, the movie's at
But
9.
here we are.
And all the stores in the mall are closed.
They are. Why do all the malls close so early now? Like, COVID ended, besties.
Like, people are looking. Yeah, like
People are unemployed.
yeah, like I don't know. There's probably like some piece of it that like I don't know about, but like
I think the
everything
problem
closes
is
early.
minimum wage needs to be raised. Because people want actual jobs instead of mall jobs. Not that mall jobs aren't actual jobs, but like people want higher paying jobs.
Yeah.
But anyway, I got my peanut butter M&Ms, so when the movie starts, I'll be ready.
Yes.
Okay. See you later.
See you later. Bye.
Hey Edie Empire. I've just come back home from a long day of class and a lovely dinner with my friend. And I have chorus in about 45 minutes, so I'm just taking a little time to chill, to rest in between all the stuff going on today. I got a lot of work done in studio on our first project, but I definitely will have to do some final details on that tonight after rehearsal. So I'll bring you guys along for the process. And yeah, I guess that's about it. Also tonight I was planning to go to Kraus, to one of the practice rooms, to practice for my audition for the musical on Saturday. But I'm not sure I'll have time tonight, so I might do that tomorrow instead. And I was gonna go with Nash, because she's also auditioning. I'm hoping to get the same role again, but we'll see what happens. I'd also just be happy to be in the ensemble. It's definitely going to be a big time commitment, but theater is my pride and joy, my favorite extracurricular activity. If money wasn't a consideration, you guys, I would be a theater major. So, but yeah, I'm excited for that, and I'm excited for my first chorus rehearsal tonight. So, yeah, see ya.
Hey y'all, so last time I did a review of the Owl House while I was folding laundry, and I happen to be folding laundry right now, so I figured maybe it would be fun to make this a recurring thing and do it again, but this time I will review Mean Girls, the musical, the movie, because I just saw it. Overall, I enjoyed it, which kind of a hot take. I know a lot of people did not like it or didn't even want to watch it, like Nash. Nash didn't want to watch it at all. Overall, I did enjoy it. I felt like it was a good adaptation in general. There are a few buts though. First of all, I'm sorry, but Angori Rice cannot sing. I mean, like, she can sing, but, you know, everyone's been talking about it. It just sounds like she's just kind of singing it, you know? There's no emotion. There's what's the word I'm looking for? There's no chutzpah. There's none of that extra spice. And that made a lot of the scenes difficult to watch. Like, the song where she's like talking about how in love she is with Aaron Samuels. You know, it's supposed to be cringy. In the original movie, it's cringy. In the musical, it's cringy. But in both of those circumstances, it's cringy, but it's still like enjoyable, and it's like, it's a cute cringy. You know, it's like, oh my god, she's so in love, like, you know. But in this movie, it's just cringy. It's too cringy because there's no flavor. There's no chutzpah. She's just like, calculus. And it's just cringy. And it kind of took me out of it there for a moment. However, I did really enjoy her acting in all of the scenes where she wasn't singing. And I think all of the other actors killed it. Like, especially Janice and Damien were just perfect. They were perfect. And, you know, obviously Renee Rapp. She's so talented. She's amazing. Karen and Gretchen were pretty good. I think they weren't as jaw-droppingly amazing as Janice, Damien, and Regina, but they were pretty good. And Christopher Briney is Aaron Samuels. That's all I have to say. My only problem with the casting, I mean, excluding Katie, my only problem with the casting of the other characters is that, you know, like in many teenage dramas, all the actors were way too old, and, you know, you can't really believe that they're actually high schoolers. But, you know, honestly, it didn't bother me as much as it usually does because all of these actors were so good that honestly, I didn't really care that much about them being too old, which is kind of surprising. So that's good. Let's talk about the costumes for a second because I know this was controversial. I really liked the costumes personally, which is, you know, a little crazy. It's definitely not like the costumes from the original movie, but I think that's okay. Because all these outfits were iconic. They fit the characters for the most part. And I think it's kind of cool that they were bringing it into the modern age, because I do feel like these characters would be very trendy and very with the current times, if that makes any sense. The only thing I didn't like with their modernization strategy for this movie was their portrayal of Regina's mansion and her Jeep. That really, you know, broke the illusion for me for a hot sec when they first showed Regina's house, and it was like a TikTok house disaster with, like, you know, it just seemed cheap. It seemed tacky. And Regina is not cheap or tacky. Regina is expensive, but she's classy expensive. She's not, you know, I think they should have kept her house more like the mansion from the original movie. And the Jeep, Regina would never have a Jeep, like, come on. But I feel like all of Regina's outfits, her outfits specifically, especially, were so good. Like, I want those outfits, you know what I mean? Which is exactly what it should be. Everyone should be wanting to wear what Regina's wearing. And I think Janice's outfits, the vibe they gave her for this movie was so good, so fun to watch. So, and it was really cool to see Alia Carvalho. I probably butchered that name, I'm sorry. It was really cool to see her play a character so, like, different to Moana, which is like the only thing I've seen her as. So that was really cool. Tina Fey killed it. The principal, I don't remember the actor's name, but he also killed it. It was so cool to see those same actors as from the original movie come back. I was disappointed that they took out some of the iconic lines, specifically Karen being like, "Oh, I know it's gonna rain because I can feel it in my boobs, because I can feel the rain on my boobs." Like, I love that line. It's sad they took it out. But, you know, I think they were making smart decisions to make sure they could include all of the songs from the musical and not have it be a ridiculously long movie. One really interesting thing that they did was having little clips of like real life influencers and also the characters from the movie in TikToks and little reels and stuff reacting to what was going on in the movie, which I thought was kind of interesting. It was kind of giving Dear Evan Hansen a bit, which, you know, we love Dear Evan Hansen. I am kind of neutral on that. I thought it was interesting. I'm not sure if I would have done that, but I think it serves the movie well. I guess as for the Owl House, I will once again tell you guys what my favorite character was from this movie. And I mean, I'd have to go with Regina because Renee Rapp is so iconic and it was so good. Her portrayal of Regina was just on point. Loved every second of it. I think she really made the movie, to be honest. Like, if it hadn't been for her, I'm not sure they could have gotten away with Angourie Rice, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, another really interesting thing was that they took out the dad from the original movie. I have seen the musical on Broadway once, but I don't remember whether or not the dad was in it. I thought that was really interesting. But, you know, I don't know. I don't particularly care one way or the other. I think it was kind of cool to represent, you know, the struggles of a single mom. So, yeah, I guess I am positive on that decision, even though the dad was kind of an iconic character. All right. On Wednesdays, we wear pink.
Hey guys, we just finished practicing at Kraus. It is currently 9 degrees, but it's honestly not that bad because it's not windy. Nash, how are we feeling about the audition tomorrow?
Better than before. Edie's a great teacher, guys.
Thank you! My gosh, I'm really excited. I feel like I'm pretty confident with my stuff. We have to do a monologue and a song, which is like a lot. But
and then they're gonna teach us a dance.
Yeah, they're gonna teach us a dance, and then we're gonna have to do it on the spot. Which, like, choreo is my least favorite part.
I love choreo.
We're different. I'm like kind of bad at it, but I'll do my best. Wish us luck. See you tomorrow. Hey, ED Empire. It is Sunday. Yesterday was the audition, and my friend from home came to visit, and it was pretty epic. And then, so the audition, okay. I felt pretty good about the audition. I feel like my monologue and my song went really well. They also had this thing where they taught us some choreography, and then we had to like perform it for them, which was kind of tricky, and I don't know. I didn't feel as good about that. But so yeah, so then they were like, we'll let you know tonight whether you got a call back. Like, we'll send out the callback list tonight. So we were like, okay, slay. So then I end up staying up until like 2 a.m. waiting for this email, and it never arrives. So then this morning I wake up at like 10 and I check my email and it's still not there. So now I'm all befuddled. And yeah, so I texted one of my other friends who auditioned, and apparently she just texted me back. Apparently she got a call back last night, and they just decided not to bother letting the rest of us know that we didn't get a call back. So I guess that's good to know, but it's also sad. I was really hoping to get a call back. But maybe they liked me so much that they don't need to see me again, so that is a possibility. How are you feeling, Nash?
Indifferent.
Indifferent?
Indifferent.
Real. I mean, at least if I don't get in, then I'll have more time to actually focus on my work. Because if I do get in, then it's going to take over my life. I guarantee it. So, yeah. I will let you know tonight whether I got in. Bye. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna end it off right here. I did not end up getting into the musical, which, you know, I'm kind of bummed about, but at the same time, I have a lot of other stuff going on anyway, and that's honestly probably one of the reasons why they didn't let me in, because I wrote down a lot of conflicts on like the conflict sheet of the little form we did when we got there. So yeah, I am sad. I'm just, you know, I'll never have the chance to be Alice Beinecke again, but you know, it is what it is, and now I won't be in danger of, you know, failing the semester, so that's good. So on that note, I'll see you next time. So yeah, bye.